welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Tanya, and thank you all so much for joining in and watching this video. This video shout out goes to Jerry Folsom. Jerry, I could have sworn on everything that I would have given you a shout out. I think I probably did. It's just in a video that has not been published yet because I do have a few stragglers from June that have not been published yet. Yes, all the way from June. So I swear that there is a shout out to you. That's just what happens when I have videos that I make and I don't post. And I suck at that because I do like the small bronzer videos and foundation videos so you guys can see what like the bronzers look like on their own before people add blush and highlight and everything else. And I test out the foundations, and so I have those kind of mini videos there's still a couple hanging. And then I have filmed and lost, which I am like heartbroken over. My BeautyCon experience, I filmed for an hour and a half talking about it and it's gone. I filmed my Jouer impressions of their new foundation, which is awful. So I have quite a few videos that I've done, and I swear that I have given you a shout out. I just think it's not been published, so I'm so sorry. And you were definitely up there. Like you've got one back in June. It just hasn't seen YouTube yet. So you're gonna end up with two. So Jerry, thank you so much for the constant support. I know that you have been around for a long time now. Before we know it, you're gonna be an OG fawn, because I know the OGs right now are still the ones that have been with me since like 300, and you're 1,000. You're like right there. But pretty soon you're gonna be an OG. So thank you so much for supporting me this whole way, for watching my videos, for always commenting, participating in the giveaways, and just everything that you do. It's really awesome. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now this video is on two brands, totally opposite ends of the spectrum, both absolutely incredible. And it's on this eye look, and I'm obsessed with this. I'm loving it. It is so holiday appropriate. I can't stop making like holiday looks. It's just, I like did a couple fall and I went zoop, right into holiday. I need to like go back into holiday for a little, or into fall for a little bit. But I love holiday looks so much. Like that's my jam, is holiday season. I love glam looks because I like it year round. But now it's actually totally appropriate. So this one is on the new Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1 palette. And I have number 371 of 3,000. Guys, this is so freaking phenomenal. It is sexy, elegant, classy. It's a soft matte texture. It is portable. It is amazing. It is so pigmented. It blends like a dream. It packs a punch. It is like you tap your brush in once and it's like boom, pigment. Tap it in again, boom, pigment. And they just work themselves into one another. You guys know I'm a huge Viseart fan. I have all of their palettes. They have now made this Pro palette similar to their Theory palette, so it's easy to pop the shadows out of their, like the pans out if you want to travel with just a handful of them compared to their old style. I do break that down during the unboxing, so I won't go into too much detail. Some of the shades are repeats of their most requested shades. Other shades are brand new shades. You do get a mirror in this baby. You get this plastic to protect the shadows. And this isn't even doing it justice. Wait until you see my swatches. And this row is their transition row. This row is their pop of color row. And then they designed it so you can quickly just make an eye look going row or row. Like you can just choose a row and make a look like Natasha Denona often does. That's how Viseart designed this as well for going from transition shade into your pop of color, but then having a transforming shade so you can also make up your own colors, which I love to do as well. And I was so torn between the berry, the purple, and the blue because those three pops of colors are like the most beautiful matte colors. Seriously, I like literally legit was like 33% torn, 33.33333 between all three. I went back and forth. I sat here after I swatched for like 20 minutes staring at those three shades on my arm being like, what the F do I do for a first look? Because I am obsessed with them. Like, I'm obsessed with the whole palette. But, you know, for a first look, like, what do I gear my look around? Which of the, like, because to me, that is a beautiful pop of color. That orange, wait till you see it swatched. To me, this one is not a pop of color. It's just like any other transition shade. I don't really get the purpose of it being a pop of color in that row. I think that they could have put a different color in there, something more vibrant and more beautiful. That's my only complaint in this palette is that shade. I'm really bummed about it because, I mean, at the end of the day, we only got 5 pops of color. Then there's the transitions and, you know, all of the, I mean, the transformers and all of the transitions. But to me, that's just another stereotypical transition shade. When you're looking at their editorial palette, for instance, there's so many vibrant colors that I would have even preferred a repeat of an editorial vibrant color in lieu of that. You know, it's like one of those pukey brown perfect transition shades. Really, it's not a pop of color, which is what that row is meant to be according to Viseart. So, and then all of the transition shades are perfection. I worked with this entire row up until the transformer shade. I didn't use it. I obviously decided to go with the blue. It is such a rich, delicious blue, but I literally, that berry, that if I hadn't just done some orange, the orange would have been up for grabs too, but that berry and that purple, they nailed that purple. And purple pigment is so hard to do, and they killed it. And these have that stereotypical, like, dry but somewhat creamy formula that's just, it's typical to Viseart. It's so strange because most luxury palettes, most luxury companies, you're just used to these uber creamy mattes, but Viseart has somewhat of a dry texture to it, but the performance is still bar none. It works just as well as Natasha Denona, Marc Jacobs, and like Viseart. Those are like my top 3 as far as like luxury goes, and they just perform incredibly well. This is a pressed pigment palette. You literally, you guys, take your brush and just dab once and build, and dab and build. Don't go at it. You're gonna have all this wasted product and fallout, and you don't need to. I was dabbing once and blending, and the amount of pigmentation that was coming off was insane. Then I would dab again and build some more. Dab once, build some more. There's no reason to go at this palette. I'm telling you, unless you want to take your brush and just kind of lightly roll it around in there just to get it all well coated, because you don't have the patience to dab once. But do not go at it. It's not one of those palettes. This is a professional palette. It was designed with makeup artists in mind, so that way the color scheming was just, you know, to bang out looks, boom, boom, boom. It is actually done like an easel, so they could have it set up on their station and it could just sit there. It's hard to hold up, but it is done actually like an easel too. Isn't that like so cool? Boom. So you even have that as an option too. So if you wanted it to be sitting up for yourself as an easel, you can. What I do, because I like it just sitting here and because I keep having to show you the camera, I take the plastic. I don't want the plastic out. I want the plastic to protect the shadows, keep the mirror clean. I take the plastic and then I fold this guy over the plastic and then it keeps the plastic down the entire time, and then I had no problem when I was trying to show you guys what shadows to use. And then it just laid flat on my countertop again, and then picking it up was no problem. So if you guys do pick it up and you just tuck the plastic under here, it is also very easy to work with. I cannot recommend this enough. It is so expensive. I don't know if it's still around. They did only make 3,000 units, and the reason why this one is limited edition is because Viseart wanted to get a feel for the market. They are a small company, they are cruelty free, it's a small group of them, and they didn't know how, you know, an expensive palette like this was going to go in comparison to their $80 palettes. So this was kind of testing the waters for them. There may be a volume 2, there may not be. I really hope that there is. If you guys, if this is still available and you don't have Viseart and you're able to make the splurge, this is the palette to do it, because it kind of combines your neutral mattes, your dark mattes, and your cool mattes with a couple of editorial in there, and then new shades as well, in my opinion. By swatching it and having had all of the matte, like, oh, well, I have all the palettes, but all of the mattes, I mean, to me, it really does cover so many. Like, a lot of the dark mattes are in here. So many of the neutral mattes are in here. You know, I'm so failing right now. You can kind of see, you can see the color scheming, and the cool matte. We're focusing more in this quadrant. So you do have, like, they took a couple from each of these palettes and popped them in here. And then their editorial is so vibrant. So if you're still looking for like pops of color and you can afford it, I would get this boy instead of those 3 and get the editorial. So then you're completely set on Viseart. You'll have every transition shade, every kind of pop of color that you'll ever need. And then if you are hoping for some shimmer ones, the Golden Hour killed it, and the new Theory palettes are amazing. The ones that are in this format that have shimmer don't really have that great of payoff. It's a very like light amount of shimmer, so if that's what you guys like, then you would like that. But the Golden Hour and the Theory palettes, they changed the formulation, and the shimmer really is incredible. So like I said, there's more detail on this during the unboxing. Now what you're seeing that is a blinding AF on my lid. Holy cow, these new ColourPop Supernova shadows are out of this world. Like, I can't stop, like, look at that. I can't stop staring at it. This is so ridiculous, and these are so inexpensive. I feel so funny. I'm like mixing Viseart and ColourPop into one eye look, but these are amazing. I will have timestamps down below for when I do ColourPop swatches, ColourPop application, and then when it's the Viseart swatches, and just, you know, normal tutorial in case, you know, people are here just for Viseart or here just for ColourPop. So they're, you know, the timestamps will be done appropriately. I did buy all 5 shades of ColourPop's new Supernova shadows. They are all amazing. My favorites are definitely Walk of Fame. Oh my gosh, what was it? I can't remember. I know Moonlit was my 3rd favorite. Oh, I can't remember now if it was Hard to Impress was my 2nd favorite. I tell you what they are during the swatches anyway. But the Walk of Fame is what's on my eyes, and it is just beautiful. And once it dries, it is dried down. It is like budge proof. It is amazing. I can't stop. And then I put a little pop of Urban Decay just to kind of like make it that much more blingy, because more is more when you're talking about bling. So Yeah, I mean, it's short and sweet when it comes down to these ColourPops. I could not recommend them enough. The only issue to me really is the doe foot applicator. Sometimes you get too much product, like this one, where it comes off like a lot and you have to scrape it off, which isn't a big deal. What was annoying to me was the shade I was working with. Nothing was coming out on the doe foot applicator. I kept having to go in and roll it around and then like nothing would come out. It's so splotchy, like it's very sporadic on the wand. So when you're trying to work with it, these dry down really quickly. I feel like mine is partially empty because as I'm moving it, like I can see the bottle. And that shouldn't be the case. Like, you see? Like, I feel like this is not full at all. I don't know. But, I mean, it applies easily over the lid. Like, the doe foot itself is really great. You can even carve out your lid really nicely. You can apply this really nicely. I did take a really small... well, it's dirty right now, brush, and then for the lower lash line to dab it on and get underneath the lower lash line because this is like really rounded and way too thick to be able to do so. But aside from the applicator, the product is outstanding and I really recommend these so much. So if you guys want to see swatches of both the Viseart palette and the ColourPop shadows, and if you want to see how to get this eye look, see everything in action, then just keep on watching. Alright, yesterday the new Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1 got delivered! And I was so bummed that I couldn't start filming with this baby right away because I'm like dying to get into this, to see it, to feel it, to look at it, just play with it, everything. You guys know that I am a huge Viseart fan. It's like Natasha, Denona, Marc Jacobs, Viseart. They're all like right there. And this is the first volume. They only made 3,000 units. I don't know if this is gonna have my number on it. I ordered it like immediately upon launch. It has 30 professional shades in it. Some are repeats, some are completely new shades. I don't know what they are barking at. The repeat shades are the most popular shades out of their other palettes, and they did make this palette more like easily available to be able to pop out each individual pan the way their new Theory ones are. So if you just want to take a couple of pans with you for a weekend and go, you're able to. Where the other Viseart ones were really like, it was very easy to break one if you were trying to depot it. These ones, along with like their little Theory ones, are very easy to just take one out, because you have like a little edge right there and pop it and go. This is supposed to be the same thing, not like these guys where there's no ledge. You're supposed to be able to pop out the black rim here and then get it out, but it is a very tricky. So let's finally get into this baby. It has that beautiful, soft, matte texture that like makes you want to cuddle it. Viseart is a cruelty-free brand. I think their shadows are made in the USA. Yes, made in the US. This is only available from Muse Beauty Pro. It is not going to be available at Sephora or Beautylish. Viseart works very closely with Muse Beauty Pro, so they are keeping it exclusive to Muse Beauty Pro. Look at the sleeve that this comes in. The essential shades: highly pigmented, smooth, homogeneous texture, easy blend, no fallout, long stay. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Oh, they did quite the presentation. This was a pre-order too, they're just now shipping it. Oh, I have number 371 of 3,000. And it's so crazy because mine and Kurt's number is 17 and that's backwards. So that's really cool. I love that they marked it. Oh my goodness. So it pulls up first. This one has a mirror. Oh my, guys, this is, I love it. It has that same protective layering like Natasha Denona's, so everything will stay nice and clean and intact. It also is meant to, oh, there we go, be, how do we make this work? I guess you would have to remove this. If you're like a working makeup artist, you would have to remove it. But this is meant to be like an easel. So you can just have it on your workplace and be dipping into it, which is so cool, so innovative. But for me, I wouldn't be doing that. I want to keep the protective layering there, and the protective layering would get in the way of using it like an easel. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Like online, this looked beautiful, but this is so much more beautiful in person, and I don't even know if my camera can even show you guys the beauty in this. And Muse Beauty Pro was saying that depending on how this one goes, there is potential for a volume 2. I so hope that they will do a volume 2. And they only did 3,000 because they are still a small makeup brand and it is geared towards pro makeup artists. And they didn't know how this would sell. So because of the costs in production and in putting something like this together, they wanted to test drive it essentially and see how well something of this size does before coming out with like a permanent edition. So that was the reason why it's limited. It's just more to see how it does for the brand, essentially, so they don't, you know, over expend. Holy cow, this is gorgeous. I like can't get over the feel and how luxurious. They killed it with this. And it's just so special that it's marked like that too. I don't know if I'm going to incorporate it. I have all 5 of ColourPop's new Super Shock Supernova shadows. And I don't know if maybe I'll do the majority of my matte look and then do maybe like a partial cut crease with one of these. So I think I will unbox these guys and swatch them as well, just to see, because I think that this would be good to incorporate with a matte look. I know you're taking 2 completely opposite ends of the spectrum, one completely iconic luxury and one totally fun, affordable, but hey, this is really fun. So why not play? This is the shade Walk of Fame. So just so you guys know what it looks like, and I'll unbox all of those, swatch everything, and then I will be back. Oh my gosh, okay, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, these new liquid chrome goodness by ColourPop, their Supernova shadows are ridiculously beautiful. I'm obsessed with all of them, but surprisingly, I like these 2 the most, but I do love the purple and I do love the other ones. But look at that intensity. Holy crap. So the first one is Walk of Fame, and I just feel like this does need to be incorporated somehow. We need something shiny on our lids, but I haven't decided what color scheming we're going with yet, so we shall see. Then we have Hard to Impress. Oh my gosh, that's impressing me. Like, whoa. Sorry, Hard to Impress, not impress. Impress. That is so freaking stunning. That purpley shade is beautiful. That's moonlit. Like just, oh, that could be all over my lid and I would be so happy. Then we have Firecracker. That one's almost like a burgundy duochrome. I don't even know how to describe it. And the last one is more of an aged gold. They're just so amazing, and that's Dragon. But the champagne and that like copper rose gold, I don't even, just amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right, so far I have the first 2 rows swatched, and then I'm gonna clean up my arm and then swatch again. This row here, they're meant to be worked like easily for makeup artists, where they can just kind of go zoop down the row if they want to have a color scheming done like that. You can also do light colors down this way. This row is meant to be the pop of color row, and this dark row is actually meant to be the transformer row, so you can mix and match to make your own colors, which I also love doing. This is the stereotypical amazing Viseart formula, where at first it's like kind of dry to the touch, which is crazy, but somehow it is still creamy while being dry and just so pigmented, and you just know that you're gonna have such an easy blend and so much color payoff. So the first 2 rows are nothing really unusual to me. It reminds me a lot of my Viseart Neutral Matte palette, which you guys know I use the heck out of. And like I said, this one is a mixture of repetitive shades of the ones that are the most popular with a mixture of brand new shades. I don't have a breakdown of what's brand new, but a lot of these I have seen in my neutral matte, my dark matte. I haven't hit the cools yet, but I can see that some of the ones will be in my cool matte palette as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the first row. So there's our pop of color and our transformer shade, and then all of our awesome transition shades, a white bone color if you guys like to highlight under your brow bone with a white or set your whole lid. And then the second row is right here. That is the pop of color, which is kind of an odd choice to me for pop of color. When you look at the like the row as a whole, the other colors are all legit pops. To me, this is just like an olive transition shade. I don't get that one, but it's still a nice color and a great transition shade to me. And then that's the transformer shade. So I'm gonna wipe these down, and then I will be back with more swatches. Oh my god, you guys. I knew the next 3 rows were going to be beautiful. I didn't realize how beautiful. So this, up until this point, is the 3rd row. I mean, just bam, 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 beautiful transition. That pop of color is so stunning. I am so torn between the last 3 pops of color in that row. This berry, this violet, and wait until you see the blue. Just holy, if I could swear right now, this would be a swearing moment. And then the next row, these beautiful pink transition shades into the mauve shades, and then bam, that violet. Can you believe how they killed the pigmentation on this purple? They killed it on the berry, they killed it on the purple, and wait till you see the blue. I am dying. I am dying. This palette is so gorgeous. I know it's so expensive, but if you guys do not have the little Visearts and this is still available, I cannot recommend picking this one up enough. You have every shade you would ever need for mattes in transitions, and your looks would be perfection. Like, look at that blue. That blue is ridiculous. It is deep but vibrant and pigmented and just bam, I'm here. I'm not here to mess around or play. Just hello. Just yeah. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I know I say it in every video, but I truly, between those 3 pops of colors, I'm in love. And then I want to also work in one of the ColourPops and just make like this dazzling holiday look, and I'm gonna go prep and prime my eyes, try to figure out what I'm gonna do, and I will be right back. All right, this was a really tough decision, but I think I'm gonna do the blue because it's like super deep and dark and smoky, and I haven't really done something like that deep and dark and smoky in a minute, I think. I don't know. I do so many tutorials all the time, but I think it's been a minute since I've done like dark and deep and smoky. But I am going to take my Luxie 235 and just take the white shade and put that all over my lid first. I don't normally do that, but I'm just going to for Viseart. Now taking my Carity E31, I'm going to dip into this baby. Start building the crease and above, and these are pressed pigments. You do not want to go bam, 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 bam like you do in stereotypical palettes. You just dab. Every time I'm literally dabbing my brush once and then going in, and that's, whoa! The second lightest shade in this row, and just look at the pigmentation. I'm telling you guys, nothing beats Viseart. It just doesn't. You can't compete with this. Now taking my Moda Pro crease brush, I'm going to go into the next shade. Just coat that all the way around, but I'm just like dabbing it around. I'm not jabbing at it. Now taking my Marc Jacobs crease brush, I'm going to take this shade and keep that primarily in the crease. Now taking my MAC 217, I'm going to take the blue, pack this baby on. And taking my Marc Jacobs the crease. So now I'm going to do like a partial cut crease, which I don't really do on my channel too often. I either do like the full lid or the fancy cut crease. I don't know if I've really done a partial, so we're going to attempt it. So taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, I still have all of those on the back of my hand, so we're going to bump over here. And then taking my Sigma Cut Crease E62 brush, I'm going to dip both sides. And starting from the base, working my way upward. I'm going to switch to this BH V10 brush just for a little bit more precision. It's for your brows, but that's okay. Let's see if this helps. There. I think that's a good base because we are going to have to go back in with the blue again too. And as I've never done this part, I'm just trying to kind of figure out where I want to place, but before we blend the blue back in again. All right, I'm going to go do the other eye and then I will be right back. All right, because this is a liquid, I don't know how it's going to perform if I set the concealer with a powder. So I'm going to just try to put this straight on the concealer first. And then if it's giving me issues, set it with a powder. So this is the shade Walk of Fame. Wow, it seemed to be more intense in this, like way more intense in the swatch. I'm going to see if I can get a second layer on for even more impact before we start blending it all together. So I'm going to do the other eye and I will be right back. All right, let's see if we can bam up this intensity. I find that you really do need to like work the applicator in here, and it doesn't seem as though you really get that much product when you're working the applicator around. You get 0.17 ounces. Yeah, that built it up really nicely. These are beautiful. So taking my Wayne Goss number 17 brush, I'm going to dip back into the blue and just start making the two shades, I guess, the two different, the shadow and the liquid, all in harmony. I hope it doesn't start flaking. It's not blending as nice as I would like it to. I wonder if I like ever so lightly take a little bit of this on my MAC 242 and blend that out over the blue. Yeah, I think that's a better way to blend it out. Alright, I'm going to go finish up my face, lashes, all of that, and then I will be back to do the lower lash line. So if the dogs are going extra crazy compared to usual, our heat system went out. It is freezing, it's Michigan, and our emergency guy just came. It's after 9 at night, so I apologize ahead of time if out of nowhere the dogs just go mental. But as usual, everything I used will be listed down below, and I do want to go over a few things because some things are new and make sure that nothing transfers to my teeth. So I did pop on one of Pat McGrath's Luxe Trance lipsticks in the shade Unfaithful. It ended up being way more rich in color. I mean, they're all really richly color pigmented. More warm, I should say, than I thought it was going to be. So I then just topped it with a ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip, but this is the ColourPop Hello Kitty collab in Super Cute, just to kind of give it some shine and tone down the vibrancy of this. I also wanted to test out my Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation. I picked up the shade number 20 in my Sephora haul, and I didn't have the guts to go all the way today and, you know, do my whole face with just this in case it was too glowy or just didn't work out because it is so late at night. So, Loopy! So since I want to test it two ways, one way on its own and one way by mixing it with the foundation, today I did the mixing it with the foundation. So I did equal parts Huda Beauty and the Natasha Denona, and I honestly didn't see a difference at all. Not in coverage, not in the way it feels, not in a glow. These two shades are actually like pretty identical. I'm in the shade Macaroon 230N in Huda Beauty. It's my exact shade, and then this is shade 20. So mixing them is pointless. So I'm gonna have to try this on its own and then go from there, or maybe I'll need more of this and less of my actual foundation. I don't know. It's not one that I want to mix with my BH because my BH is super dewy on its own. So then from the haul, I also tested out this Tarte Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. You guys, I cannot recommend you picking this up enough. If you didn't watch my haul, this palette is amazing. I first put on this shade as my main shade, and it was so pretty. These are so buildable. And then for just a little bit, a touch more of purple, I put on this shade as well, and amazing. Like, they are so good. I'm so happy I grabbed this. Then I finally tested out my Gucci highlighter. You guys know I've been desperate to test this out since I picked her up. So I put this on first. I wanted to mix two because this look is so like bam, icy, champagne, foiled, metallic. Like, it's just blingy. So I wanted to mix something that was like icy with something that was champagne. So I laid down the Gucci first everywhere, like on my cheekbones, under the brow bone. I forgot my inner corner highlight. Shame on me. I will be doing that in a second. There's been a lot going on in the house. It's freezing. I have Romeo here cuddled up because he's the biggest baby. He's cold. But I put the Gucci down everywhere, and then I put my Charlotte Tilbury Skin Gilding Highlight in Bar of Gold right over top of everything to make it pop even more and bring like the golden tones back into it. So of course I mixed and matched. And then I decided this look is so much fun that I took one of my Urban Decay razor sharp liquid liners, Longwear liquid liners. I think this is Space Cowboy. In Space Cowboy, and I put it just underneath the wing, but I also did it as a, oh my gosh, mirror image, partial cut crease too, but it so blends in with the foil that you can't really tell. I just wanted to add it in enough so you tied it in with what was underneath the wing, but you can't really see it anyway, but I did add that on as well. Holy cow. All right. I think that we are at the point where we can do the lower lash line. So I'm going to zoom you guys back in and we're going to finish up the lower lash line. All right, I got some Gucci on the inner corner. There's that blinding beautifulness. So starting with my Wayne Goss number 20 brush, I'm going to take this shade and smoke her beneath the lower lash line. Now taking my Luxie 111, I'm going to dip into this shade and smoke her beneath the lower lash line. Now taking my MAC 212, I'm going to take the blue, get that nice and tight to the lower lash line. I am going to leave a space because I am going to bring the ColourPop shadow down here too. Now going back into the ColourPop Supernova. I really hate this doe foot. These shadows are awesome, but they did such a bad job with how to get the formula out. That doe foot applicator may suck, but the product itself is so beautiful. I'm obsessed with these. They're so good. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the blue and just lightly blend the two together. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys love this eye look as much as I do because I am living for this. I cannot stop staring at it. The way this dark blue from Viseart came together with the ColourPop, it's just like this match made in heaven. The shades from Viseart are so amazing. That whole blending process was incredible. That deep blue is just doing things, and then this like chrome, just champagne foiled. So good. It's so good. I need a backup of this shade. This one is way too amazing. Maybe I need 2 backups. I don't know yet. But that does it for this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please share it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, good night, good morning, wherever you are. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.